And remember last time when I said, don't bait with the Avalanche, Ox. Don't bait with the Avalanche. Well, here comes the Avalanche. Here comes the no shield. Here comes the Froslass. And here comes the big hurt Ninetales looking to punish this Froslass. They come in Froslass. Ninetales comes in. They don't want the smoke. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Andre McCormick, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at our first Retro Cup battles. Actually, I shouldn't say first because I got slapped around on the first day. So I had to wait until midnight to actually try out a new team. And this new team actually consists of Kanto Ninetales, which at the start of this cup appeared to be banned. And I don't think it was banned because of the typing, obviously, because it is fire type. But it was banned because of the dex number. Apparently, Niantic bans Pokemon by dex number. And since Alola Ninetales was banned, so is Kanto. I guess they fixed that problem sometime last night. So Kanto Ninetales actually did become usable, and I went positive with it. The first day I got slapped around, people were destroying me. I went from 3200 all the way below 3100. I was getting slapped around silly, in large part actually due to the lag. It wasn't all the lag, I was getting outplayed too. Opponents were kicking my butt, but there was a lot of lag effect in the matches. Got a bit better after midnight, and we went positive in all our sets using Kanto Ninetales. So this team does consist of a Vigoroth lead, Froslass safe switch, and Ninetales in the back. When building this team, I wanted to utilize Froslass as the safe switch. For that reason, I wanted something that countered most of its counters really well, and then I just wanted something in the back that really punished the opposing Froslass safe switches. Kanto Ninetales has a really good match against Froslass, so decided to roll with that. Team does have some weaknesses, in particular Jellicent beats pretty much the whole team, so gonna have to work on that for future videos. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. So we took a couple of days off for the Ultra League, but we are back now for the Retro Cup. First match, we got Vigoroth into Abomasnow. You love to see it. This is a very positive lead. Opponent swaps out into their Drifblim, and I come in with the Froslass. A little bit delayed there on the switch, so the opponent is going to outpace us to a move. I make the call here, thinking they're going for the Ice Wind for sure. Boom, to myself. It's a Shadow Ball. I get knocked out. At this point, I felt like backing out of the matchup, mostly because I don't have an answer for this Drifblim now. So I debated it, but then I thought, you know what? Both my Pokemon do well against the Abomasnow. If I get rid of this Drifblim, maybe we can win. They let the Weather Ball go through. Unfortunately, they do get to a move, so I decided to chill up this time. Don't want to get hit by another Shadow Ball. We call it correctly this time, which is actually better for us because now our attack is not lowered. So I think the opponent could have benefited more from the Ice Wind, but they probably thought this scrub's not going to chill the Shadow Ball again because they did it the first time. And they come with Haunter here. So this actually isn't too bad because both my Pokemon do really well against both of the opponent's Pokemon here. So I'm going to throw the Weather Ball, then swap out into Vigoroth here. I swap out into Vigoroth because I know they can't really switch out into the Abomasnow right away. And if they're only running Ghost type moves, this is actually pretty good. So I let the Sludge Bomb go through, hoping they did not have it. Of course, they do make sense for the coverage here on the normal types, and they swap out into Abomasnow. But at this point, I'm pretty much at 100 energy. So I'm going to spam 2 Body Slams here, and I should be able to actually farm down with counter before they get to a move, which maybe isn't the greatest thing because now this puts my Vigoroth in farm down range for the Haunter, but I at least get to get off this chip damage here with the Body Slam, which against the Haunter is still going to chunk despite the resistances. So now I come in with the Ninetales, I get through a Fire Spin there, which means after I shield this, I just need one more Fire Spin to win this game. We're able to do that right here. We take that game after a major collapse against the Drifblim safe switch. Moving in to the next matchup here against AntonioLaraDJ, and we are going to be leading the Vigoroth once again, and we see Altaria, so this is not a great lead here. The thing I like about Vigoroth here is that it has the play against the normal types, but it also offers a bit of coverage for Altaria. You know, a counter user that could hold its own against Altaria is very important, especially for a team comp like this. And I swap out into my hardest counter for Altaria here, the Froslass. After that, the Body Slam, we catch the Sky Attack, which is actually huge, and we're able to reach this Shadow Ball right here. So let's see if the Crustle wants to shield this up. They let it go through, which is nice for us. We're able to get it down into the very low red. come into Vigoroth, and we're able to farm down before they throw a move here, so that's very big. Altaria comes back in. We still have the energy stored. I need to get rid of this Altaria right here, so I'm going to throw the Body Slam. They shield up. I'm going to match the shield, of course. Next Body Slam should be enough to KO. If they decide to go 2 shields, I'm going to do the same. So Sky Attack comes through here. We shield that up, of course. Going to throw the Body Slam here. If they let it go through, I'm going to instantly swap out into my Ninetales. They do let it go through. They switch out into Gengar, so makes sense why they're saving the shield here. It is for the Gengar. This is only a Shadow Punch, so I'm not going to shield here. Didn't know how much this would do, but clearly that is not a lot at all for a Shadow Ninetales. So I'm going to throw the Weather Ball here. This is definitely going to get the shield from the opponent. And now they can't farm me down, so they have to throw again. We actually get to the Weather Ball here, and it should be CMP tie, but I didn't want to take the risk with all the lag I was seeing earlier today, so I let it go through, which is debatable. Come in with the Vigoroth here. Again, it's going to be another Shadow Punch for sure, so I'm not going to shield this up. Was hoping I could farm down and then just throw the Body Slam at the Altaria, but of course, things are never that easy, so we're forced to burn the shield here. The Altaria I'm hoping is dry. They tried to bring it in for the sack, doesn't work, and now we have 2 Body Slams ready, so obviously one's going to be enough to take out the Gengar, but my main idea was to take out the Gengar and then Body Slam the Altaria. Either way, worked out for us. We take that game. Let's move into the third matchup of the first set. We got Sato June 24-24 here, and we are leading Vigoroth into a Talonflame. So some pretty bad leads here in the first set. And of course, against Talonflame, don't really have another answer aside from Vigoroth. So you could see where this team sort of has difficulties in that if you lose your Vigoroth, then they have something in the back that you need the Vigoroth for. Could be a little problematic, but Shadow Ninetales could probably do okay in some of those matchups. Not really seeing too many water types either at this moment, so things are looking okay here. We did take the Flame Charge there from the Talonflame, and I throw the Body Slam here. They shield that up. At this point, with the boosted attacks from the Flame Charges, I really didn't think I'd be able to survive the farm down here, so I decided to let it go instead. And I'm going to come in for a super aggressive farm down with the Ninetales here. Basically, my thinking was that the Froslass will take way too much damage here, and this could be a Brave Bird, so I'm going to shield it up. We do. I could have probably thrown the Weather Ball and prevented that, but I wanted to have the energy instead. We see a Shadow Snorlax come in, so I'm going to spam these Weather Balls right here. You can see it's doing about 50% of the health at this point, so this second one actually should be enough to knock out the Snorlax. So Snorlax came in there as a sacrifice to the Ninetales gods, and here comes the Porygon 2. So this opponent is running the Spice. Ninetales is going absolutely bonkers here, and I'm going to take this move, wait until the energy's dry on the Porygon, then swap out into the Froslass. I do shield up though, and we get the attack and defense drop, of course, very mandatory for Tri Attack here. And the opponent's going to throw here, probably going to be a Zap Cannon. You can see if it was Solar Beam, we might have ended up losing there. However, fortunately, did not have it. Going to throw the Avalanche here. That's going to knock out the Porygon. Talonflame comes back in, doesn't want the smoke, goes down. We take that win. Let's jump into the next battle. We got Lamb Chops 18, or maybe I Am Chops 18. Either way, we got another horrible lead here for the Vigoroth in this first set. So how are we going to play this out? I'm going to swap out immediately into the Froslass here, looking to draw out the Lick User, but instead this opponent's going to throw a move here. Rock Slide, don't want to take that damage, so I do shield that up. Seems like most people are running Cycle Cut, Rock Slide. You can see I didn't throw the move here expecting the swap into Lickitung. Did not want a Shadow Ball to land on that, so we get the Avalanche through anyways. Lickitung pretty much has to shield once or else it's going to lose in the zeros, so we do get one shield there. We have a pretty big energy lead, so I could actually apply more pressure here if I wanted, but I chose not to. Decide, you know what, instead I'm going to come in with the Vigoroth. I don't want to go down 2 shields, and I'm going to commit to an absolute straight farm down right here on the Lickitung, taking all the damage. I need this energy for the Deoxys, and hopefully Ninetales could clean up in the back. So let's see how this plays out. Opponent should kind of be dry in energy at this point. They did throw a Rock Slide. We are close to 100 energy here. Going to throw one Body Slam. That's going to go through. Going to throw a second Body Slam. I'm hoping that's going to go through. And at that point, I'm hoping I could outpace it to one more here. So Deoxys, we are able to win CMP right there. So this would be enough to knock out the Deoxys. Are they going to shield? They do. And they throw energy. This is perfect. Gonna let this go down here. Coming with Ninetales. Hope it could clean up in the back. No water type, please. It's a Pidgeot. This actually isn't great. However, with the shield advantage, of course, we are in a good spot here. So I'm going to throw the Weather Ball. And the main issue I have at this point is, does the Deoxys have a move ready? Because if it does, this could be a bit problematic. Air Lace comes through. I know if they don't have a move, they're probably pretty close because they did throw a Psycho Boost. I didn't think I could actually farm down here, so I decided to throw the Weather Ball. Didn't want to take any chances. Now it's a race to the charge move. Able to get to the Weather Ball here, outpacing the Deoxys. We're going to take that game against another very difficult lead. And finally, my luck is turning in the Retro Cup with Ninetales joining the team. Zimmykid here in the next matchup. Final battle of the first set. We got Vigoroth into Froslass. Another horrible lead. So we lost 4 leads in this first set. I swap out into Froslass here. And the opponent, of course, ahead on energy. Did build up to Shadow Ball, so I decided to shield this up. It's actually a Crunch. And Crunch is pretty interesting here. I decided to go for the Avalanche. Of course, I need to make up for the lost energy. We do get the shield here. They swap out into Zangoose. So I'm going to throw the Avalanche here. Crunch is actually an interesting moveset. It would lose to Jellicent though, like a lot worse than it currently does. So I can't run it myself with this particular team comp. But I do kind of like the idea of Crunch on Froslass as well. Zangoose here going to take us out. Totally fine with that. Come in with the Vigoroth here. And you know, I was getting this wrong the whole day. So I decided to shield. And again, I get it wrong. It's only a Night Slash. Not able to farm down. So this is close combat. GG's to the opponent. Definitely got outplayed. Only a Night Slash, so the hopes are still alive. They get the boost. I swap onto Ninetales to finish off the Zangoose to get an energy lead here. We see the Primeape come in. This is pretty nice for us. Gonna have to eat one move here. But Side Shock will be enough to KO the Primeape from this range. I probably could have overfarmed one more, which might have been the difference maker in this game, but I was taking a lot of damage from the counters, as you could see. We CMP tie on the Weather Ball here, so not good, because now, although my Vigoroth has energy and a lot of health, my moves just aren't doing enough to this Froslass here. So we're gonna end up losing this game despite how close it got there against another very difficult lead. Maybe if I had one more Fire Spin thrown against the Primeape, could have beat the Froslass to that move, but we end up losing that game. We still go 4-1 in that first set, 31-40. So jumping into set number 2, we got Ryu 9 Sorry here in the first battle. We got the Vigoroth lead into a Zangoose, so you love to see it. Maybe new set, new fortune of leads. We got a positive one right here. Opponent swaps out into Altaria, so I come in straight with the Froslass. And the thing I like about this is that a lot of times, if the opponent ends up having Froslass in the back, Ninetales just cleans up. So we get to the Avalanche before they throw a move. Perfect. They come back in with the Zangoose. Should be able to get to one more Avalanche right here, which we are able to do. This is going to apply a lot of pressure to the opponent. They decide to shield, which I found, I mean, it makes sense, that's fine. But they didn't throw, they went for the straight farm now. So are they going to shield a second time here? Go down 2 shields? Yes, they are. So they got a big energy lead. I've been getting this wrong all day. It's always the bait. No shield. I made such a gutsy call right there because close combat would KO, right? So it really makes no sense, but we called it right. Called the second one. They come in Froslass. Ninetales comes in. They don't want the smoke. Back out of the match. We take that game. Off to a good start there. I think maybe even if the Zangoose did take us out, we could have won because they had a Froslass in the back, which I was kind of expecting. So that kind of helped in my decision to tank the potential close combat there. Very risky, but worked out for us. A horrible lead here once again. Medicham into Vigoroth. I swap out into Froslass. And the opponent's not switching out. This was too early to be a Psychic, so I decided to let it go through. Happens to be an Ice Punch, so I'm okay with that. I go straight for the Shadow Ball. At this point, I'm a little bit confused as to why the opponent is still staying in. And now they're using shields while staying in. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a little bit weird. I throw the Avalanche right here. And the Medicham uses another shield. So now I'm up 2 shields. The opponent's staying in. And at this point, I should have shielded 100% and thrown the Shadow Ball because it's clearly... It's obvious, it's more obvious than the sun coming up the next day that they do not have an answer for the Froslass, but I decided to let it go down, take my 2 shield advantage, come in with the Ninetales here, build up a lot of energy, and hope that I could take this game. So let's see how it plays out here. If they have grass types in the back, maybe, you know, they have a Swampert. So that's not too great for me. I'm going to throw the Side Shock here, and I'm going to look to swap out into Vigoroth. So here comes the Vigoroth, and the opponent swaps out into Venusaur. So that kind of makes sense as to why they didn't want to switch out into Froslass, right? So this is still a winnable matchup for us. I let the Frenzy Plant come through, and I should be able to get to 2 body slams here. The thing is, will the Ninetales be able to handle that Swampert in the back with the shield advantage? Of course, I need the shield because that thing is definitely at least 1 Hydro Cannon at this point. Trying to farm down here, we are not able to. We get the Fire Spin through, which is huge because this is going to be enough to take out this Swampert right here. We take that game. Kanto Ninetales, Swampert counter confirmed. Let's jump into the next matchup here. We got Kazu-sama 69, and we're on a pretty good roll right now, so another Zangoose lead. Things are looking good, but this is where they started going south. Opponent swaps down to Jellicent, and at this point right here, I realized, man, what the heck is my answer for Jellicent? I don't have one. So I decide to let the Ice Beam go through here, and I go for the Bulldoze here. Of course, the only way you can win this matchup is in the 2 shields going straight Bulldoze, so a little bit risky. Decide to swap onto Froslass after I suspect the opponent is drawing energy, but they're not, so I have to shield up the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is pretty much going to knock out the Froslass in one shot, and this is where I make the mistake here. For some reason, I expected them to shield the Jellicent, so I go for the bait. They don't shield, which means they're going to get to another move, so you definitely do not want to play it out like this. Just go straight for the Shadow Ball here, because look at that. I didn't want to go down 2 shields, so let the Jellicent go down. And at this point, I find myself in a horrible position because I gave up a shield there. I gave up switch. Everything's going wrong. Opponent comes in with the Kingdra, so Ninetales had no play pretty much in this matchup. Double water in the back. You know, there wasn't really any Ninetales out there, so I wasn't expecting much double water. But today, there's probably going to be a lot more. I backed out of that matchup. I didn't want to smoke myself. Let me get out of here and lose that game. So I wanted to move into the next one. We got A2 G Kisser, and we see another Zangoose lead. So I'm like, what the heck? Back-to-back matches, same team maybe? And they swap out into Jellicent. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? 2 games in a row, the same exact team, but this one's running Bubble. So maybe this is a bit better for Froslass. And look, I played out the same way. It didn't work the first game, so what does that mean? Let's play it out the same way and pretty much screw it up again. So things are not looking good. Now notice it doesn't have Hex, so actually Vigoroth can't win this match at all. I swap out into Froslass here, playing it out exactly the same way as last time, which is borderline idiotic. The opponent throws a Shadow Ball, I shield. And remember last time when I said, don't bait with the Avalanche, Ox. Don't bait with the Avalanche. Well, here comes the Avalanche. Here comes the no shield. So again, another huge mistake there. Just go for the Shadow Ball. This time I shield instead though. I'm going to commit to the farm now. So we're playing this out a little bit differently. Gonna see if it works any better for us. Opponent comes in with the Zangoose. Now I'm at 100 energy. So this actually isn't the worst thing in the world. And we get 1 shield. Now I'm going to get the second shield maybe. Avalanche isn't going to KO, but it's going to be doing a lot of damage. And it does get the second shield. So I swap out into my Vigoroth, expecting the Kingdra here. And of course, Kingdra comes in. Couldn't bring in Ninetales, obviously, because it would get destroyed by the Kingdra. I was expecting the same team. Kind of funny how I faced the exact same team in back-to-back games. It happens sometimes. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it's kind of BS at the same time for us. But it is what it is. We're going to lose this game, of course. Nothing we could do here. If we ended up getting that body slam on this Kingdra, maybe it was playable, but honestly it wouldn't make a difference because that Zangoose has so much energy in the back that realistically we were going to lose pretty much no matter what here. So Octazooka comes through. I didn't throw energy because I had already had enough of that game. We are 2-2 now in this set. Head into the last match against InevitableLewis. Can we salvage the 3-2 after a very positive start here? We got Vigoroth into Crustle. So it's kind of funny. The first set we had all bad leads. We went 4-1. Second set we had mostly good leads and we're 2-2. So let's see how this plays out. Crustle going to throw the move here. X-Scissor. I'm not sure if they actually even built up for the Rock Slide, but I decided to shield just in case. Here comes the Froslass, and here comes the big hurt Ninetales looking to punish this Froslass. Shadow Ball comes through. Was not expecting that, but it doesn't really matter. We still win this match. Looking for the undercharge here to get a bit of the fire spin through. There it is. Opponent lets it go. Crustle comes back in, able to farm us down, which is never good. We're also down a shield, but we have some energy on the Vigoroth, so I'm going straight for the Body Slam here. Body Slam not going to be doing too much to the Crustle, however, it is pretty low, and these counters do add up, so you have to respect the threat, of course. Throwing the Body Slam once more, gets a second shield, so I'm pretty happy with this. At this point, I'm starting to think they're probably pretty weak to Vigoroth in the back, so I decided to shield this up. It's an X Scissor, and looking to throw the Body Slam here, which is perfect for us. They did not catch this. Crustle's gonna go down. I need to keep that Crustle away from the Ninetales, of course. Here comes Abomasnow. Here comes the Froslass, and basically Froslass here going for the Avalanche. This is going to do a lot of damage. We could definitely tank an Energy Ball here from the Abomasnow, which means we should outpace it to the next move, which means we're going to be able to take this game. And we go 3-2 in that final set. At least we salvaged it. A lot of positive leads there, but 3-2, positive set, we'll take it. Good enough for me. So those were the battles with the Kanto Ninetales, the Pokemon that was banished from the community. Niantic finally figured out how to make their game work properly and ban individual Pokemon instead of, well, Ninetales is banned, guess that means Kanto's gone too. No, maybe Niantic figured it out. We won't have to deal with that nonsense anymore going forward. Overall, this team performed very well, went positive with it in the 2 sets I did, and Kanto Ninetales, very good punish for Froslass. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.